Boom. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It's Friday. Yay! What's happening, boys?
Let's go. Let's go. It's a fantastic Friday. It's a fun Friday. It's a feel-good Friday. The rain has somewhat gone away, which is nice. Got a great workout this morning.
We have sun up here, so I'm not sure how long that's going to last based on the predictions. But, you know, like we said this morning, we do not let our circumstances dictate our.
I was listening to 560 on the way home from the gym this morning. Flipped it on. Wanted to hear what Joe Rose had to say. And his thing on Fridays is you can't screw up a Friday. Doesn't matter. Nothing can screw up a Friday, which I thought was kind of funny. I was like, good for him. That's his outlook on it, you know?
You know what's really funny about that? Back in the day, and Shay will remember this, I used to close the office at 3 o'clock on Friday afternoon, you know, and that was like, people went crazy over it. You know, they were like, well, why do you do that? Because a call after 3, good, it can wait till Monday. Bad, fuck you. I don't want it. You know, I'm not going to want it all weekend. So it was like, okay, great. You know, I'm totally, and it felt like a 3-day weekend every weekend. It wasn't like people stopped working. They just didn't have to be in the office, which was the precursor to everything that we're doing right now. So great stuff going on. Happy birthday, Melissa K. Green.
Happy birthday.
Hey, you got a little music for her?
I can, yes.
Make it happen.
And here we go.
Boom.
Happy birthday. And a congratulations to Lori Solarulo, right? Gotta say congratulations.
Yeah,
to
let's
Lori.
get that in there. So we attended the Apogee Awards. Here's where I really love where Jake is going. Jake looks at me in the middle of the day yesterday and he goes, do you know what the word apogee means? I'm like, no. You know, he looked it up. It's about reaching the pinnacle. And I loved it because you and him said, bullshit.
So this is a really good conversation between Jake and I because he's like, what does apogee mean? And I was like, I don't know. He's like, is it an acronym? So then I went and searched it and I was like, no, it's definitely not an acronym. I said, look up what it means. So he reads me the definition and it's about reaching the pinnacle, right? And this awards ceremony was for people who have reached the pinnacle. And I was like, oh, we're going to have a problem tonight. Like, I can't support these awards because I don't believe in a pinnacle. So I have to get on stage. I'm going to have to tell everybody, guys, sorry, I can't stay here. I have to leave because I absolutely protest everything that these awards stand for. Have a great night. Find me on LinkedIn.
I was telling Jake that you should like put a loincloth on and come with a spray paint can. This is all crazy. which actually, based on the pace and the style of the event last night, would have been more entertaining.
Yeah, it was definitely.
So Lori,
even getting there was tough. Wow.
We would go to all ends of the earth to be there for you. But in all candidness, Shay, show me the pictures again. The real hit was bottom right when I got to spend time with Mr. Patrick.
Patrick's the man.
Well, I will tell you, Lori, he looks amazing. He's lost weight. He was certainly engaged, and
he was charismatic as ever, which was awesome.
Charismatic. Yeah, so it was great to see him.
The question is, did he find a microphone and start singing?
Not while we were there.
I would have given him a microphone.
Maybe they should have given him a microphone.
It was torture.
Sorry, Gary.
It took me 3 hours to get there from Palm Beach. You know, rain, rush hour. It was like, seriously. But
I don't know the last time you guys have been to Dania, but going around US 1 right there was an absolute disaster.
It is totally overpopulated and over crazy, but we support each other in this huddle. We support each other in life. That's what it's all about. Let's wake up and get today's show started.
Wake up, everybody! Get up! Get up! Get up! Get up! Wake up! Come on! Come on! Wake up, everybody! Teach a new way. Maybe then now listen what to have to say. Wake up, everybody. No more sleeping in bed. No more about to thinking. Time for thinking ahead. Come on now.
My head is bouncing all over the place. I got so many ideas and stuff. For those who
Stick to the script, man.
don't remember, each year I pick a word and I instruct our clients and friends to do the same thing, that the whole year is based on that word. So last night there was an envelope under every plate. It was supposed to be tied to a magic thing on stage, which
Did not go so well. Did not work, but everybody had an individual package. In the package were playing cards, and wouldn't you know, the first two cards.
Blackjack.
21, baby. 21.
Blackjack, baby. So as I said, if you focus on the word shows up all year long. Fantastic. One final shout out, and then we are going to get into the rule of three. That shout out goes to Lindsay from Junior Achievement for being coachable. It is the number one skill set. Get yourself out of the way. Take the criticism, take the adjustments, put them into play. And so a big kudos. She is our cheerleader here this morning, but I am helping her to get, to reach her potential, and she was way open to it. So great job.
Before you move on, is Shelby Merriweather a new huddler? It's not a name that I recognize.
I do not know that name. That could be very new.
I don't know Shelby. So welcome to the Huddle, Shelby. Thanks for being here this morning. Hope that everybody in the crew welcomes you as well. Not sure how you found us, but glad you did. Thanks for being here.
Let me tell you something. That's the all-name team. Shelby
Merriweather.
And now batting.
Yeah, she should be a news anchor. I don't know if you've ever.
Yeah, it's a TV star. It's all already happening. I love it. So speaking of TV, it's a great segue. Does anybody watch Succession?
Obviously we do. And so I want to talk about this because you're only going to show like a minute of this clip.
Right.
I watched all 12 minutes of this video that you sent, and I was so deep into it. Like, I never even really thought about the way shows use music to create moods. And the way this guy described it, it's well worth the 12 minutes, even if you don't watch the show.
Correct. So I'm going to play a teaser. We'll post the link because you absolutely, please watch this. But here is the composer of the music to Succession.
Hi, I'm composer Nicholas Bertel, and I'm here with Vanity Fair today to explore my score to HBO's Succession. Now, the word score would really imply the whole entity of all the music that I've written as underscore for the show. Now, when I'm talking about themes in the show, I'm basically referring to a musical idea that recurs and that may evolve over the course of the show. There can be many different themes and many variations on those themes, all within this idea of the entire.
So I got to continue it a little bit.
Please, I love it.
He goes on to talk about the way he read the script and got a feeling for who the characters were and what the storyline was, and then went and matched that to musical themes to create the intro, and then talks about how he carries those themes into scenes to bring emotions and thoughts into your brain as scenes are happening. I was locked in for 12 minutes learning about how he did that. It was phenomenal.
So you brought up a point that I want to really drive home here. I found the link doing research early in the morning, and I learned something that struck me. I'm sharing that with you. You can share it with everybody, very much like what I did yesterday. It's not serious. That's not serious stuff. It's just good content.
Yeah.
For those of you who liked it on social media, the post was basically, hey, I don't take myself too seriously. It's Mickey Mouse's birthday. It worked for Justin Timberlake. It works for me, you know. And guys like me, focus on the shit that makes you happy, you know. So, and I look at me smiling, happy. So the reality is, no matter what, I found that on YouTube. We could go forever. That was the best 12 minutes. I can only share a little bit of it here, but you get my point, is that there is content everywhere. All you got to do is reach out.
And I think that's what really separates really highly intelligent people, is the ability to take concepts from other industries, from other walks of life, and then apply them into what they do, into their industry, into how they do it. And so you can hear about how he has a process and how he goes about creating things, which is so important to understand, but to hear it explained in a musical example and be able to learn that and then take a takeaway and apply it for yourself was really awesome.
So we just found out that Shelby
came from Coffee with Kim.
Yeah, she works with Kim.
Very cool.
So she gets it. Thank you for joining us. Spread the gospel. So we've been promising you all week that we were going to talk about the rule of three. And the way it came up was last Friday, I'm working with Andy Hill, and we go through a whole bunch of stuff, and he goes, break it down into the rule of three. I almost fell off my chair. I was like, because he's so smart. He's really one of the smartest people I know. And I know that's generally how I break it down. So I want to talk about the meaning. The rule of three can refer to a collection of three words, phrases, sentences, lines, paragraph, stanzas, chapters, writing, even whole books. Everything comes because it's easier to digest things in three. So there's a couple of things that, where it started: life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. 3, stop, look, and listen. Right? Most taglines: snap, crackle, pop.
Live, laugh, love.
Live right. Faster, higher, stronger. So three things everywhere. Stories.
So our original lifting program in high school football was bigger, faster, stronger.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense. And so yes.
You know who the spokesperson was for that?
For bigger, faster, stronger?
BFS.
I don't. Who was it?
David Boston.
There you go. DB.
That guy was yo.
There you go. There's a trivia drop.
So the reason why it works is that we are hardwired to be receptive to the single, simplest, most powerful rule of communication. The rule of three works for 3 reasons. First, because we respond to patterns. That's what habits are. We respond. You get up, you do, boom. Second, because we respond to change. And if you articulate 3 things, you create an imbalance. Oh, okay. All right.
Balance. It's right. 2 or 1. It's 1 or 2. You can't ever have an even mix.
And then the most significant thing is, if I gave you, here's 10 things you need to do. Blah, 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 I don't even know where to start. 3, keep it simple. And I've even said, I give 3 and say, do 1.
So Bill Murphy wrote a great newsletter about this, because it's also the myth of 3, right? Like Steve Jobs did an incredible job of using the rule of 3, but then when you actually broke down his speeches, he would say, I'm going to tell you 3 stories. But then those 3 stories would be made up of 25 different stories that drove home the 3 points that he was talking about. So being able to craft your message in a way that people can receive it and wrapping it up into the rule of 3 and breaking it down. My favorite meeting in the history of my career as a football coach was a meeting that we held every Friday with Brian Polian. It was the day before the game. And we met with all 3 coordinators. So it was the head coach, the offensive coordinator, the defensive coordinator, and myself. And we had 3 keys to victory that were pertinent to ourselves. What did we have to do? 3 basic things. Then 3 keys to victory that were opponent specific. What were the 3 things we had to take away? What were the 3 things we had to do because of what they did well? So you had 3 and 3 on each side, but those meetings were the most fun because it took all of the work that we had done for the week in game planning and strategizing and simplified it and said we were able to come in on Sunday and say, did we check off these 3 boxes? If we did, we usually won. It usually equated to being successful.
So there's so many ways that the power of 3, the rule of 3 is twisted. If you remember, you talked about a story about going to Disney World yesterday, which thank you. Everybody's calling me who have.
I heard it went over well with everybody. So.
It went over really well, man. Everybody's just imagining me in a robe with a cigar. So
quite the sight.
But when you and I and Jake went to Universal, we went the first night we were there. We said, we are the power of 3, the 3 amigos. We ordered a bottle of wine. You remember the bottle of wine?
Mia's.
Right. And what was the logo? The M was
3. The M was a 3.
Right. So, so 3 shows up all the time. Here was an interesting one that Bill wrote about, and I know it, but these are all reminders. When leading or counseling employees or clients, identify 2 things that the employee is doing well and 1 thing that they need to improve. Wow. Reinforcement, change, reinforcement and change. And so, all of that kind of stuff. And then, when I was building the company, we had a tagline. The tagline was strategy, creative, and execution.
Right.
So if anybody, what does On the Ball do? Strategy, creative, and execution.
Right.
Notice how that shows up when you're trying to deliver a message to somebody and leave it, very impactful. It's those 3 things. And our new company, which we haven't really said much about it, but that has a tagline that has the power of 3.
That has the power, and it's 3 letters. And also, so in my mind, I'm very metric driven. I like to understand what it is I'm doing and break things down into segments. For me, the biz dev power of 3 is awareness, attention, and time. Wow. I measure it daily on how many people did I make aware of myself. Of that, how many people did I actually get their attention in somehow, some way, whether it be through a connection, a comment, a like, whatever. And of those people that I got their attention, how many did I get time with at some point over 90 days? And so when you start measuring your funnel or your activity, right, that's real to what's happening in today's world of building awareness for yourself, tracking the attention that you get, and then tracking the time that you spend with people and making sure that it's efficient and effective.
I'll leave us with 2 more, and then we're going to move on to motivational music, which will lead us to our final message today, which is really important about you. But if you think about what the biz dev challenge is, it's to attract, acquire, and retain clients.
Right.
Period.
There you go.
So, and then for those of us who will be traveling over the next week or so, whether you're traveling this weekend, you will have to show ID. You will have to take out.
Power of 3, baby. I love it.
Power of 3 is everywhere.
I love Gotta Go Far. But I came, I saw, I conquered. Another great 3.
There you go.
And Casey Sherwin, people, process, product. I love it. People, process, priorities. People, process, priorities.
Look at Marcus. Yes, throwing out some Marcus. So, attaboy Casey. We have a married couple here. So let's get into motivational music, because I'm going to leave you with a tip on how to build your personal brand.
Ooh, ain't got nothing left to prove, man. I'm finally free. Damn, it feels good to be. You're only shining when you act yourself. Wish I could have learned that before I went through hell. Lord, I was trying to flip the cards I was dealt. I was tired of hiding. I had some words with myself. I said, stop trying to be the things that I'm not. Trying to be like everyone else. Trying to fit inside of that box. Oh, you got magic inside of your heart. Had it right from the start. Copycat is dirty. Nothing worse than being thirsty. Ooh, I'm no good at being you. My philosophy. Damn, it feels good to be me. Ooh, ain't got nothing left to prove, man. I'm finally free. Damn, it feels good to be me.
So
nice.
You got to be yourself because everybody else is taken. Okay. And how do you do that? How do you articulate it? My coaching session this week with Laura, which was amazing. At the end, she said, I like one sheet. I like, give it to me so that I can pin it up. And I did that for years. It sparked me to get into the vault. If you ask Shay, I mean, we have.
There's a lot of one-sheeters. I can't even begin to tell you how many Nudelberg one-sheeters there are in our library.
You know, this is how I managed my company. I would always be able to say, boom, here's one, go study this. And this is really relevant. So I want to talk about how to create a personal branding statement. Here's what it looks like. I am, and Mark, you can speak through it.
Yeah. So you can position yourself of who you are there. And I think most people would say, I am and they would say salesperson. I don't necessarily agree with that, right? Like what goes in there is a full embodiment of what you are, and then what you specialize in. What's your expertise? Currently there you go. There you get an opportunity to talk about who you're with, talk about more of the professional side of your business, but up top, that should be all encompassing of who you are. And then I'm very proud of what are the things that you're passionate about. I bring value to my clients by using my skills of, oh, by the way, there's 3 lines there, blank, blank, and blank, 3 skills that you're able to help people with. My target clients are, if you don't have an idea on what that avatar is of the person that you're going after or the company that you're going after, you're just going to get lost in the shuffle. And a great resource of referrals for me is bang. Like that is a all encompassing. Here's exactly how I go to market. Forget about how your company goes to market. Forget about all the other people involved. How do you go to market every day? Love that.
So that's as succinct as you can get. And I would venture to say that most people don't have that in their head. This is drill work. This is in the mirror. This is, I write it, I work it every day so that somebody, doesn't matter, first thing out of your mouth, here's my thing. People talked about an elevator pitch. There's no pitching going on there. When people say, what do you do?
Education. You're educating them.
So for those that want that, because it's a gem, the only way that I will send it to you is if you sign up at Get on the Ball Training. Jake is doing a great job of pumping content through there. And if you sign up and ask for the personal branding statement, I will send it to you. I hope everybody in here does it. I hope you tell your audiences, hey, sign up on this thing and get the personal branding statement, because it is the foundation of all success is know, like, and trust. There she goes, man. Look at her.
Yeah, I love it. Look at Maris in the house. Don't worry, Jake's back there. He's back there in that room.
Come on, Jake, get it. So that was a wonderful, wonderful week of content. Great engagement. Thank you, Shelby, for joining. Thank you, Casey Sherwin, for joining as well. We hadn't seen you in a bit. Lots of good football this weekend. Lots of great things happening. Next week is short week, 3 days. We'll do Monday and Tuesday live huddle. Then a special message from the Nudelberg clan on Wednesday morning, no live huddle. We're all breaking, traveling. I'll be in New York at the parade. And
maybe the most important power of 3 are your 3 things you're grateful for in the morning. I know that we had some people talking about gratitude up there. And so if you're not doing that, that's a great way to use the power of 3. What are you grateful for? Get up, write it down, be thankful for it.
So it's really going to be hard for me to, really deal with Georgia again, but Laura will remind me. It's just,
here we go.
It's the every 3 years they're back. So
big game in Cincinnati. D. Robinson says as well. It's great weekend for football. Enjoy.
Let's go SMU, man. All right, have a great weekend. Remember, the grind includes Saturday and Sunday, so get after it. Get ahead of your competition. We'll see you Monday morning, bright and early, ready to kick some ass.
Let's get down to business.
Please don't worry about me. I'm about to let my heart speak. My friends keep telling me to leave this. So let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. Give you one
one more night to get this.